A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge in God from the rejected adversary.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. So here's the thought. After revelation comes down into the heart itself has to then ascend. Today, we're going to explore one of the most profound moments in sacred history. A journey that's not about distance, really, but about perception. A journey right to the very edge of created reality itself.
Yeah, this is a journey to a place where awe just hits its peak. A place where our words start to fail. Because you're not crossing miles, you're lifting veils. So let's just sit with the words that describe this vision, directly from the Quran.
Right away, we see this isn't a one-time thing. It's a renewal of a vision, a seeing that happens again with no claim, no sense of ownership over it. And here we are at the central symbol of this entire journey, the Sidrat al-Muntahā, the farthest lot tree. You know, the utmost boundary, the limit. And think about this. Right at this boundary, this absolute edge of everything we know, there's a sanctuary, a place of total peace and real subsistence. And this part is just, wow. An overwhelming divine light just envelops everything. Perception itself is sort of veiled by a light that's just too brilliant, too profound to even process.
And in the face of this unbelievable reality, the prophet's gaze, his heart's eye, it stays perfectly still, perfectly steady. There's no confusion, no wild imagining, just pure, unadulterated witnessing.
And this is the culmination of it all, a direct beholding of the supreme signs, the absolute greatest realities of his Lord, all while in this state of perfect, serene composure.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little. These verses, they're describing one single event, but it has these two just incredibly profound dimensions. On one hand, the outer aspect, it describes the prophet's unique station, his famous night of ascension, the Miraj, where he went beyond where even the archangel Gabriel could go. But then there's this inner aspect, and that's the part that's a timeless template for every single one of us. It's a map for the soul's own journey, from receiving guidance all the way to attaining vision, from seeking nearness to finding that perfect stillness. And that stillness, that unswerving gaze, that's the real key here. It speaks to a perfect presence of heart, right in the presence of the divine. So, what exactly is this boundary where a vision like this can even happen? The Sidrat al-Muntahā, it isn't just some physical place in the cosmos. It's really a state of being. It represents that symbolic boundary where our intellect, where all created knowledge literally hits its limit. And it's right there, at that very limit, that a new way of seeing awakens, direct beholding.
So it makes you wonder, right? How did the great mystics, the masters of the heart, understand this vision? For centuries, Sufi masters have just meditated on these verses, and they found in them some of the deepest secrets of the spiritual path. Listen to how Al-Qushayri puts it. He says, the Sidra is the final frontier of what we can possibly know. Beyond that point, well, beyond it begins the unseen of the unseen, a reality you can only access with a totally different kind of perception. And then Tustari, he brings this whole journey right inside of us. The Sidra isn't just out there somewhere at the edge of the universe. It's the boundary within our very own heart. It's that station we reach when we finally surrender our knowing to just behold. And this is just incredible. Ibn Arabi takes us to the pinnacle of this state. He's talking about a reality where the line between the one who sees and the one who is seen just dissolves. The individual self, the eye that sees, it gives way, and your sight becomes a vessel for the divine to see himself through you. I mean, just let that sink in.
What's really wild is that this ancient wisdom, this map of consciousness, it actually finds these fascinating echoes in the language of modern science and metaphysics, even though obviously the contexts are completely different. Just think about it for a second. In physics, they talk about an event horizon, a boundary where our known laws of physics just completely break down. Sounds a bit like where knowledge ends, doesn't it? Or in neuroscience, they observe that in states of deep meditative awe, the brain achieves this incredible coherence, a kind of echo of that unswerving gaze. It just goes to show you, while science can map these thresholds, it's revelation that reveals the sanctity of actually crossing them.
So, this brings us to the most important question of all. This incredible vision, it's not just a story to admire from afar. It's a possibility for us to live into. So, how on earth do we begin to find our own boundary, our own point of ascent?
All right, let's bring this home. How do we translate this profound vision into our own spiritual lives? Well, the Prophet's journey actually gives us some really direct, practical wisdom for our own path. Let's break it down into 3 key ideas. First, your Sidra. It's the limit of your own mind. When you face something you just cannot possibly understand, don't retreat into confusion. That's your boundary. So bow and learn to simply behold. Second, hold the gaze. In those moments of intense beauty or profound loss or overwhelming love, steady your heart. Don't let wonder or fear make you look away. And finally, always remember the Garden of Refuge. After any spiritual opening, you have to rest in gratitude. This vision, it's a form of divine hospitality. It's not something we can ever possess or own.
So, how about we try a little rehearsal of this ascent right now? A simple practice you can take with you tonight. Just sit in silence, take 7 deep, slow breaths. At the very peak of your inhale, whisper, Ya Nur, O light. And as you release that exhale completely, whisper, Ya Salam, O peace. Just let light rise within you and let peace descend upon you.
And we'll close with this intimate prayer, this munajat, a supplication inspired by the very vision we've been exploring. O Lord of the boundary and the refuge, let me behold you through the stillness you bestow. Amin.